found some real differences in how, as we had kind of suspect, men and women process advocacy messages. Overall, there were some differences with even regard to behavioral intentions, their intentions to perform the pro-social behavior. Men were more persuaded by more fact-driven informational messages, and women were more persuaded to act by transformational or emotionally geared messages. Does my co-author have anything to add?
All we looked at was messages as a central construct, and so much advertising research and public relations research tends to not even address what the message is. They tend to look at just all of the factors and the indices and the outcomes without actually looking at strategy. And so that's one thing we wanted to do, is we took two strategies that are often used in PSAs. One that's just strict facts driven by the, if you do this, you'll save this many trees and you'll do whatever. To messages that say, if you act in this way, you, in essence, through your action, become a better person, or you transform yourself and the world, and that's why it's called a transformational message. And often, as we know in advertising, messages are composed of both rational and emotional components, yet so many advocacy campaigns stick to the rational components only and don't bring in those incredibly motivating emotional components. So we were really glad to see that we can look at different types of message strategies within advocacy advertising to build stronger message strategies and more targeted message strategies based on something like gender, and I think also we want to move it forward to not just looking at gender as a yes or no kind of thing, but we all know of women who tend to process more like men and men who may process more like women, and so we want to move it forward to getting it beyond the very simplistic notion of gender to maybe dominant processing for the particular situation, because there could be a lot of contextual differences, right, that would affect how a man or a woman goes about processing a message. So we were excited to do that and to bring messages back to the central focus of research.
Yeah, and I think it's great with this kind of research that can actually inform campaigns, and we're really answering the so what in a very important time with so many social issue movements and campaigns. I talked about the breast health campaign. We saw that throughout October, and Going Green campaigns that are everywhere. So I think this kind of research is really important to enable us to better tailor those messages.
One thing I'd love to see NCA be able to do that a lot of times we fail in academic conferences is get the information presented here out to the people who matter. So many times we just talk to each other, or the 8 people who were in the room this morning, and the people who actually are creating the messages and could actually take this information and transform the world
That's
with
a very
it,
good point.
don't often hear it. So anything that you guys can do to help us bridge that gap would be terrific.
Yeah,
Great.
absolutely.